Today, it's time to see what our first club in this journeyman adventure has in store for us. We are going to join Tonbridge Angels and have a look at the team and have a look at the squad and see exactly what we're dealing with for our first club. For those that missed the introductory video, this is Local to Global, a journeyman series which starts with the club nearest to me that I can manage on the game. And that club is Tonbridge Angels, about a 15-minute drive away from my house. Today, we're going to have a look at our first club. If you're looking forward to the new series and you're enjoying the videos, drop a like on the video and leave comments. They are the best ways to support the channel. Your comment for the day is, if you're playing Football Manager at the moment, what save are you doing? That's your question of the day in the comments. If you haven't done so already, or if you're new and want to see more, then subscribe and turn notifications on so you don't miss a single episode of Local to Global. Let's kick off episode 1 with Tonbridge Angels. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Abom and welcome back to Local to Global, a journeyman adventure starting here at Tonbridge Angels. Today we're going to have a look at our first club on this adventure and see what sort of players we've got and maybe look at what sort of system we can play. So here we are. We have officially joined Tonbridge Angels as the new manager. £525 a week on a 1-year deal. Looks like Tonbridge are going to be facing a battle to stay up this season in the National League South. This is the highest the Tonbridge Angels have ever been in the English league system. It's their second spell in the 6th tier in England. They were promoted back in 2011, got relegated and went back up again a couple of years ago. But because of COVID, they haven't actually managed to complete a full season in this division since getting promoted in 2019. So this will be their first full season in the National League South in 10 years. So we have a 1-star reputation. Our media prediction is 18th, so hopefully we can stay up. We'll try and get a good finish. There we see Longmead Stadium with its capacity 3,000 spectators, and it does have just over 700 seats. Basic training facilities, poor youth facilities and a basic youth recruitment. No transfer budget, but we do have over £5,000 in the wage budget, and the finances aren't too bad, it seems. Looking at our squad, looks like we've got a 4-3-3 system. It's been suggested for us. Loft is our key man. Doug Loft, centre midfielder, 34, just joined this season from Billericay Town. Looking at the club vision, they want young players for their first team and they try and keep within the wage budget. This season, they do just want us to stay up. FA Cup, they want us to get to the 4th qualifying round. So it'd be amazing if we can get to the FA Cup proper, but if we can just get as far as that, that'll be fine. So we only have a contract for 1 season, so we're going to need to do well to make sure we get a new contract. At the same time, this is only semi-pro, so we do want to try and make a jump to professional as soon as we can, really. But, you know, I don't really want to be here too long. Like a couple of seasons would be nice. I don't want to do just 1 season. I'd like to be here maybe a bit longer and get another contract, but I think a couple of seasons here would be, you know, a nice starting point for this. We can hopefully get 1 or 2 coaching badges while we're here because we don't have any at the moment. Just before we have a look more at the club, I'm going to show you my database. We have over 100 leagues loaded, 104 to be exact, from all over Europe. I've got a megapack installed as well, so you do get a few extra leagues from all over Europe as well. So we have Albania and Andorra in here. We go a bit further down. We've got Kazakhstan in here. We've got Luxembourg, San Marino. Well, I don't think we'll ever go to San Marino, but we have 104 leagues loaded in total. We've got some top flight in some of the smaller nations, but we have some down to the 3rd tier. So nations like France, Germany and Spain, we have them down to the 3rd tier. England we have down to the 6th tier, of course, because we're starting in the National League South. So we could end up anywhere, but at the same time, we could end up in England for the whole save. Who knows? Because we are playing with a custom database which adds some extra leagues, I have got players added to playable teams, which means that we will have some new gens in our youth ranks. We'll have a look at those in a second. I haven't seen them yet. I don't have attribute masking disabled, and in past I have done that in the interest of time, but in this one I want to actually use the scouting and I want to try and, you know, get players in on trial to learn what I can about the players. So we don't actually have attribute masking disabled in this one. I'm not sure if when we move club we will actually keep the information that we learn. I'm not sure if that's a thing or not, because I very rarely, this is only the 2nd journeyman I've ever done. So it'd be interesting to see if we keep knowledge of players from club to club. I'm not sure that we'll ever carry any over, but it'd be nice to keep that information if we can. Here you can see sort of how Tonbridge Angels have been doing. So 2011, they won promotion to the National League South for the very first time. We got relegated in 2014 back down to the Isthmian League, and then won promotion again in 2019 with that super playoff win over Met Police. We don't have any affiliates, so we can hopefully look for a senior affiliate very soon and get some free loans in to try and get some really good players to boost to the squad. And speaking of the squad, let's have a look at it now, shall we? So if we sort it by ability, we've got some good players here, but the rest of the squad probably needs a bit of work. It's an okay squad. It's got some talent in it, certainly, but definitely needs a bit of work. So we sort it by position. So we have Jonathan Henley as our goalkeeper. He's 27. He's been here since 2016. It's going to be hard to know what good attributes look like in this division. I imagine like 12s and 13s are going to be quite good at this level. So his aerial reach is good. Lots of 9s. We've got 10 reflexes. He is only seen as a fringe player by our coach, but he is our first choice goalkeeper. He's pretty much our only goalkeeper because our other one, 16-year-old Toby McKim, who is nowhere near good enough for the first team. So a goalkeeper at the start would be probably a good thing to have. Jerry Sullivan is our first choice right back. He's 30. He's coming from Horsham. 9s and 10s technically, I guess, aren't too bad for this level, but he's brave, he's aggressive, got good teamwork. 9 strength down here probably still isn't that good. I imagine like physicals are physicals, whatever division you're in. Jamie Fielding is another right back, 21 years old, does look a lot more promising, a lot more balanced. He has at least got a bit of athleticism about him. He's a bit quicker, got good work rate, so Fielding looks like a player that can definitely do a job at right back. He looks like, you know, very much going to be our important right back. Craig Graham Barrett is a left back. He's from Montserrat. Got a bit of speed about him. 13 pace isn't too bad down here, I guess. Some of these I like to be double figures maybe, but, you know, for now, I'm sure he can do a job at left back. Do we have any other left backs? What's Arthur Lee? Is he a left back? He can play there. He's more of a centre back really though, isn't he? 11 heading's not too bad. Jumping reach of 11, yeah. It's double figures, I guess that's fine. Decision making is not too bad. Determination's good. He does seem more of a centre back than a left back. Let's look at Harry Hudson. He's 2 stars, which at 20, he's probably not going to get much better than that. He's definitely not getting 4.5. But he's got 12 heading and 11 tackling, which isn't too bad. He's got decent decision making, good aggression. Sonny Miles is our captain, 31, been here since 2015 after a year at Maidstone. He's a strong player, good jumping reach, good in the air. Miles looks like a good centre-back. Arthur Lee does look more like a centre-back than a left-back, so I think Miles and Lee might be our pairing. And then it would be Fielding at right-back and Brian Barrett at left-back, I guess. So we might need a bit of cover in that back line. But, you know, I think we've got a good foursome in defence there. Tom Parkinson, we've got like a ball in the midfielder here. He's been here for a while, actually. 30 years old, been here since 2014. Probably not going to get much better than he is. And he only has 7 tackling. For a ball in the midfielder, even at this level, I'm not even sure that's good. Douglas looks good in midfield. He's our key player. And he does at least have, you know, some good attributes in there. Good passer of the ball. His first touch isn't too bad. Decision making's okay. Good teamwork. I think he's going to be sort of the main man in that midfield, the linchpin, if you will. Tom Beer's 26. He's been here since 2018. Could be a good box-to-box midfielder. So I think having Beer and Loft and then Parkinson behind could work, but it does seem like that might be our only 3 midfielders. What's Liam Wright? See, he plays a bit further forward or out wide, and he's 16, so, you know, he's probably not ready for the first team yet. Probably not good enough to play games now. Maybe he can play in an odd cup game or something, or some friendlies, but that is going to get too much football. So I think we definitely need an extra midfielder or two, because we're definitely a bit lacking in that area. Looking in the wide areas and up front, we've got Ricky Modeste from Grenada, 33 years old. Good dribbler of the ball. We have a green attribute, flair of 16. He's not bad off the ball. Got a little bit of speed about him. On the left, we've got Joe Turner, 27. Been here since 2017. 41 goals for him in 131 appearances. Looks like a fairly well-rounded player for this level. Star player who could still improve. So he's going to be our man on the left-hand side, the inverted winger, or maybe an inside forward with 11 finishing. I'm sure he can get some more goals for us. We also have John Willis, a regen, 16, can play on the left. And I think he could be one to grow, definitely. His technique and his passing's okay. He's 16. He's got a long way ahead of him, so he could be a player to look at in the future if we can hold on to him. Aaron Smith-Joseph we also have for the left-hand side, so I think he can also get some games in. He's 24, come from Burgess Hill. He's got pace, and in this division, I think pace is just about one of the most important stats you can have, I think. Not worried too much about technicals, but, you know, if you've got a quick player that's going to be quicker than most of the other teams in the division, that's going to be good. And then we have 2 centre forwards. We have Tommy Woods, who is looks like he could be a good sort of target man. He's got 13 heading with 12 jumping reach. He's determined, he's aggressive, he's decent off the ball. could be, the man to play up front, and if it's target forward, could be looking at maybe a direct counter-attack or maybe even a route 1 style. And then we have Ibrahim Olatade, who does look a bit more like a defensive forward, pressing forward on defend. Physically doesn't look too bad, work rate's pretty good, but, doesn't really do much technically. If we were to make him pressing forward on attack, he's got 9 finishing. So, not sure how much Olatade would help. I think we would go lone striker with Woods. But, I think we definitely need to get him a bit of support with Olatade and maybe one more player. But we'll have a look in our youth ranks and see if we have anyone in our under 18s. Like Francisco here could be a player that can make the jump up. I haven't looked at any of these players yet, but Francisco is our 5-star potential player in the under 18s. He's a Portuguese striker, 15 years old. Definitely got some room to grow, so Francisco could be one to watch. Got some other players here with some good potential like Doug Church and Bobby Moore. Not a defender, but Bobby Moore playing here. So in terms of players that we could, make use of in future, with Church, Willis, Francisco and Wright, I think we've got 4 players there that we can definitely make use of. If we're here for more than a season, hopefully we'll see some development in these guys. As far as the system we want to play, I think a route 1 or a direct counter-attack would make the most sense, especially with that target forward that we got. So I think this is the kind of thing that we're looking at. A route 1 formation. Try and play the furthest forward pass available with the intent to penetrate the opposition's penalty area as early as possible. It's just going to be a case of getting numbers up, getting the ball up and trying to get that goal as quickly as we can. So if we go into a quick pick, I think Wood up top would make the most sense. I think it has pretty much picked the starting 11 I would pick. I think we'd have to move around the roles a bit, but I definitely think we're looking at, this sort of thing. So I think having Joe Turner as the inside forward can be good. I think Wood as the target forward makes sense. Maybe I have Modeste just a bit more on a support role as that winger. Parkinson as a ball winner on defend. Beer is box to box. And then Loft as that advanced playmaker. I think that's what we're looking at. Probably wouldn't go with 3 no-nonsense defenders in the back. So probably have Brain Barrett just as a fullback on defend. And Miles as just a normal centre-back on defend. And then Jamie Fielding, I'd probably go fullback support, I think, because he does seem a bit better going forwards, and he's got the pace to get forward and drop back as well. So I think Fielding, maybe even as a fullback on attack, which might be a bit ambitious for National League South, but I think we'll start on support and then see how we go. So this is very much a base. I think we'll probably add and remove bits and pieces from our mentality and from our instructions, but this is definitely a good starting point, I think. We have got an extra £650 a week in the wage budget. What are our guys on in terms of contracts? Have we got non-contracts here, or are people actually earning some money? So we are actually, paying our players some money. Fielding's our highest earner of £525 a week. And, he is probably one of our better players in the side. Our youth players are on, youth contracts. They're earning £5 a week. But, everyone's getting paid. I think as a semi-pro side, we can definitely look at maybe getting some players in on non-contracts just to make those numbers up and get those extra personnel in. The risk with that is that if we end up with a good player, they could just as easily leave if another team becomes interested in them. I think a senior affiliate is something we can hopefully do as well to get some loans in for free. I think we might have to wait a bit before we can do that, though. They're not going to do that straight away. But, we'll work what we've got at the moment. We've got a good first 11. We actually, we have players to make a bench, so that's okay. I just think we need to try and get some players in just to make up the numbers. We do have a bunch of friendlies to get through. We've got 6 friendlies. We've got the Inter-Squad friendly. We've got Dover and Harrow. Our first league game is away against Dartford. Let's have a look at the season preview and see what's expected of us. So we are predicted by the media to finish 19th. It did say 18th previously, but the season preview, we're at 100 to 1, 19th place. So it's going to be a job to stay up. There are only 21 teams in this division. I thought there were 23 or 24, but there's only 21. Ebbsfleet are strong favourites to get promoted to the National League. Dartford not far behind them, so Havant and Waterlooville. There's Maidstone United. We have managed them before on the channel. They are local rivals of Tonbridge Angels, both located in Kent. Maidstone are sitting 7th at 10 to 1. But it's going to be a slog this year to try and stay in the division. We're at semi-pro. I think if we can stay up and get another contract and maybe get a coaching badge out of them, then I think we'll have done what we need to do at the Angels, and we can hopefully then move on to another club and try and get that professional status. I haven't yet shown you my manager. So we currently have a 5% reputation because we don't have any coaching badges. We're just a Sunday League footballer. So here is our manager. You can see that we don't have very good attributes at all because we have 0 coaching badges and we have, the lowest reputation we can have. I've put the extras on adaptability and knowledge, because at this stage I think adaptability, if we're going to be moving jobs, we're going to need that. And then player and youngster knowledge, I don't know how much we're going to get in terms of scouting. We probably don't even have any scouts at this club, but, you know, just adding those in there. And then with the coaching, we've got 1 in tactical knowledge and then 1 in attacking and defending. Everything else is at 1. So next episode, we're going to play our first National League South game away against Dartford. It's going to be a bit of a mess, I think, but we'll see how we can do. We've got a few friendlies to get through off camera, and I'm going to try and get some signings in to try and make up some numbers and give ourselves, you know, a decent squad. Some of these players probably aren't going to be good enough for us. Where's this guy from? Is that Fiji? No, Bermuda. We've got a Bermudian. There's some interesting nationalities in this. So we've got a Grenadian, we've got a Bermudian. We had someone from Montserrat as well. We've got a little bit of money to play with, so we can probably get some players in on a part-time contract and get them some wages. But if we can get some players in on non-contracts, we won't be paying any money for them. And if we can sort out a senior affiliate as well, we can hopefully get some free loans and maybe look for some loans from some sides higher up in the divisions as well. But I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be a bit of a challenge, but we'll see what we can do with this transfer window and try and get some good results in these friendlies and try and get this tactic running, I guess. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, drop a like on the video. That would be really appreciated. And leave comments as well. Question of the day. Don't forget, if you're playing Football Manager at the moment, want to know who you're managing. And if you haven't done so already, or if you're new, then do subscribe and turn notifications on so you don't miss a single episode of A Local to Global. The next episode, we're going to play our first match of the series. We're taking on Dartford away from home. Dartford are one of the favourites in the division. It's going to be ugly, but hopefully we can do a good job pre-season of building a squad that can hopefully stay in the division. That's going to be the aim, I guess. But that's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.